everyone, great to see you back on the Windsor family here. We bring you breaking news, fascinating stories, and little-known mysteries of the royal family. Make sure to like this video and subscribe so you won't miss any updates.
When Princess Catherine walked into the Future Workforce Summit today, it wasn't just a return to public duties, it was a masterclass in quiet power. After months of treatment, silence, and speculation, she didn't reappear with diamonds or drama. She arrived in a simple gray suit and white blouse, the kind of outfit that whispers rather than shouts. And that's precisely why it hit harder than any designer gown ever could. Because Catherine wasn't dressing for fashion. She was dressing for meaning. This was her first public speech since announcing her cancer diagnosis, her first solo appearance since returning to work. Every camera was waiting to study her hands, her smile, her posture, and she knew it. Instead of deflecting attention with spectacle, she redirected it with intention. That gray suit, clean, structured, almost minimal, was chosen to make the room, and not herself, the focus. It's the kind of psychological strategy only someone painfully aware of public scrutiny would use. Remove anything flashy so people are forced to hear the words, not measure the wardrobe. And those words, they weren't delivered like a princess returning to duty. They were delivered like a woman who has lived through something and decided to use it. She spoke about love, not romance, not sentimentality, but the kind of love that forms the architecture of a child's emotional world. The love that becomes resilience, belonging, the love that shapes the adults we eventually become. Coming from anyone else, it would sound like a line in a speech. Coming from Catherine, who has just fought through the darkest months of her life, it sounded like revelation bleeding into responsibility. Notice how she framed it. Not children need love, but love builds the world inside them. That's a woman who understands psychology, trauma, and stability far more deeply than she did 2 years ago. The illness didn't weaken her message, it sharpened it. And if you paid attention, there was another layer under the calm exterior. This was Catherine reclaiming her space. After a year where the headlines wrote stories for her, she is writing her own narrative again, on her terms. No grand entrance, no emotional theatrics, just clarity, purpose, and a suit that said, "I'm not here to impress you, I'm here to continue the work." Even the seating choice spoke volumes. She didn't retreat backstage after speaking. She sat in the front row, fully visible, fully present, listening to experts like Professor Robert Waldinger describe how human connection determines long-term health. Catherine wasn't just attending a summit. She was stitching herself back into her mission, thread by thread, exactly as she described love itself, woven with time, attention, and tenderness. This wasn't a comeback. This was a recalibration, the unveiling of a woman who has endured, reflected, and returned with more depth than before. While others chase attention with scandals, outfits, or noise, Catherine chose the opposite strategy: subtlety as strength. A gray suit instead of a spotlight, a message instead of a performance. That's why her presence today mattered more than any headline could capture. She didn't just show up, she showed who she has become.